UK effing government, you pieces of crap. It's time to be real. It's time to talk the truth. It's time for a truth bomb like none other.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. I've been thinking the past 24 hours, as soon as the news came out with all these sanctions and whatnot, obviously we were all so emotional. And we didn't really have the time for the information to marinate inside our mind and actually deep what's going on. Now that I think about it, ladies and gentlemen, all of this stuff, it's got nothing to do with the war. It's got nothing to do with helping Ukraine. It's as if the UK government has painted a picture that Chelsea Football Club is liable and the root cause of all these issues. Chelsea Football Club is the one that is funding the war and funding these heinous activities. We have been made to look like we are the criminals here. The football club. All these sanctions, can't sell tickets, no merchandise, bank accounts being frozen now, no credit cards, limitation cap on travel expenses, sponsors running away left, right, and center. Here's a message just for you, UK government. Who do you think you're hurting here? Do you actually think all of these sanctions are easing the situation that's happening in Ukraine and Russia? What is your aim? How foolish can you be? Right now, all you're doing is destroying Chelsea Football Club. That's exactly what you're doing. You're hurting your own people. Roman doesn't care. Roman never was in this football club for the money. Roman never made a cent from this football club. He's got 1.5 billion debt. He don't care what's going on. He never cared about profit with this particular organization. And you acting like freezing all of this stuff, which helps us operate, helps us to breathe. You have stopped us breathing. You are suffocating the fans and the people that are involved with the club, the day-to-day people. Already there's talks about people getting laid off because the mega store is closed because, well, how are you going to employ these people? There is no business. We can't sell merchandise, so those people are laid off. What's going to happen? What's the repercussion for those innocent people that have got nothing to do with this war? How are they going to pay their mortgages? How are they going to just live? How are they going to buy food, groceries? You have stopped ticket selling. How's the football club now going to pay any of their expenses? You've frozen bank accounts. How are we meant to survive now? Is this going to hurt Putin? Is this going to hurt Vladimir Putin? Is he going to stop the war off the back of this? Is this hurting Roman? No. Who is it hurting? Your own people and the fans, the millions of fans, the club. We are not the one who started this. The club has its identity. The club has history well beyond Roman. Why are you destroying this football club? You want to do something to Roman, then do that to Roman. And what are you doing in this war anyway? What are you doing? How are you helping the Ukrainians? By sanctioning Chelsea Football Club, how are you actually helping the war victims in Ukraine? How? By capping Chelsea's credit card or by capping the travel expense, how is it actually directly impacting the war victims? Honest question, what are you guys as a government doing to help them out besides all of this? Are you sending aid? How many refugees have you guys taken? Are you sending any rations? What are you doing with the Ukrainians that are living in UK that have got family abroad? What are you doing for them? It's all about sabotaging and destroying this lovely football club that so many fans across the world are now literally suffocating. We can't breathe. You've taken our oxygen away from us. Think for a second what you're doing. Who are you actually hurting? What is your aim? You want to stop all of this. You want to stop the day-to-day operations of Chelsea Football Club. You want to take over the sale of the football club. Fine. Take it. Do what you need to do. But at what cost? Your own people are going to suffer and going to be jobless, and mentally they're going to be distressed. When some of these people are unable to feed their families, pay their loans, what's going to happen to them? Unnecessarily. Then you have now pundits coming out left, right, and center, clapping their hands and saying, well done to the government, and they're actually happy, and they're actually mad at the Chelsea fans. Why are we, singing Roman's name and this and that? Yeah, okay, fine. Singing Roman's name in the stadium, stop that. I get that. But how can you actually tell the Chelsea fans to not be grateful for what Roman has done? Yes, Roman, I'm not denying that he's a shady person behind football. I get that. But what he's done for the football club and what he's done during the pandemic, what he's done even for you guys in the UK government during the pandemic was probably better than what you guys have done as a nation. How can we as Chelsea fans be ungrateful for all the happiness that we got from this football club over the last 19 years? Now some pundits coming out and saying, we should look at the legitimacy of the money, how Chelsea conjured up all this money. And we should look at the legitimacy of all the silverware that we've won. We should be stripped of them. Are you mad? Are you actually mad? There are players that put their heart and soul, coaching staff that put their heart and soul. Sure, we got the money in and we bought some superstars, but it didn't just happen through that. We had to work our backsides off. Have a look at what Man United's doing. They're throwing money. They've been throwing money even more than us in the last 10 years. They can't buy crap. And also, that's ridiculous talk to start off with. All of this, how is it about Ukraine? People talking about stripping Chelsea for their silverware. How is that about the war, Ukraine, the legitimacy of the whole thing? How's any of this conversation that the pundits, the journalists are talking related to Ukraine? It's not even about the Ukraine war anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even about that. No one gives 2 cents about that. Seriously, the government, no one seems to care about that. It's about destroying Chelsea Football Club. You want to talk about how legitimate is the money that's entering Chelsea Football Club? Please, for a second, have a look at how legitimate is the money that the Saudi-backed consortium is injecting into Newcastle Football Club. Please, do your research. Tell me what the Saudi consortium, Bin Salman, what he's been doing in Yemen. Literally obliterating a country. Human rights. People disappearing, not existing under his regime. Are we questioning them? Have a look at any of the owners in the Premier League. You will find dirt on every single one of them. But besides that, what about the dirt on you, UK government? What about the dirt on you? You're acting like you're some sort of saints in humanity. Have you forgotten the history? Have you forgotten what you did to my people in the subcontinent? Have you forgotten? You've destroyed an entire nation. You've divided us. You've created a whole heap of corruption and heinous activities there. And not just there, all around the world. Have you forgotten what you did in Australia, where I live right now, to the natives? And you moving around talking about war and being sympathetic. You're not sympathetic towards Ukraine. You could care less about Ukraine. Why? You think you're not corrupted? It would only literally take a few hours of research and we will find the dirt each and every one of you guys have in the UK government. Every individual will find out exactly what corrupted activities that you guys are all involved in. So why are you acting like saints? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, honestly, deep it for a second. This was all in the name of standing up against the war in Ukraine, seizing Roman's assets, because he's connected with Putin directly. Neither are you helping Ukraine, nor are you hurting Roman. You are hurting people like us. You're hurting the normal, everyday people that have got jobs, that are losing jobs because of you. Shame on you. Shame on you for sabotaging and destroying Chelsea Football Club, because that's what you're doing.